Qatar has suspended its key mediation efforts between Hamas and Israel after a lack of progress on a ceasefire deal for Gaza. In a statement, the Qatari Foreign Ministry denied media reports it's withdrawing from the process, but said Qatar will resume efforts when the parties show their willingness and seriousness to end the brutal war and the ongoing suffering of civilians. The ministry said Qatar will not be blackmailed and that ongoing negotiations can't be used as an excuse to continue the war on Gaza. The Foreign Ministry has also said media reports saying it's asked Hamas to close its political office in Doha are not accurate. Let's speak to our senior political analyst about this, Marwan Bishara, who's joining us now live from Doha. So the Qatari Foreign Ministry saying it's suspending its mediation efforts, but not completely pulling out. What does this suggest to you about what's been happening and what might it mean?
Well, look, it seems that 10 days ago when the parties were in Doha, the Americans, the Israelis, and so on, the Qataris basically were fed up after one failure after another and realizing even the latest round of negotiations were not serious. And so they told them, look, we're done here. I mean, call us when you are serious. Call us when you're serious, and we'll go back and figure out what to do with the last agreement we reached. Because clearly there is a sense here that some, notably the Israelis, I would say, have been using the diplomatic process as a cover in order to continue with the war. I mean, here we are 400 days later, genocide continues to unravel, and we've only had one deal much earlier in the year. So the question today is, why aren't we reaching another deal when everyone concerned is interested in it? The Qataris are saying, stop misusing, abusing the diplomatic process for your own ends and get serious. Otherwise, we're not going to waste our time.
Yeah. We have, Marwan, a new incoming U.S. administration with President-elect Trump expected to take office in January. He's already talking about his cabinet. Do you expect any movement on negotiations for a ceasefire on Gaza before January?
It all depends about what did he mean or how it was received in Israel when he said to Netanyahu that Israel has to wind down the war before he takes on January 20th. Does it mean that Israel needs to stop basically in the coming weeks and reach a deal on the captives, on the hostages, and get on with it, as it were? Stop the destruction and the death in Gaza? Or did it mean that take the next 70 plus days and finish the job, continue with the destruction? And hence, as we see, especially in northern Gaza, Israel is doubling down and in fact doubling its destruction of whatever is left, standing in Gaza. Now, it depends on how you see it. I tend to, unfortunately, take the negative interpretation with Israel understanding what Trump saying as just finish the job, continue to bomb Gaza.
Right. The Qatari Foreign Ministry, Marwan, also having to deny these reports that Qatar is planning to expel Hamas officials from Doha. There's been quite a lot of fixation about this, the presence of Hamas officials here in Doha. Why is this? It's not, it's not like it's a secret. Every party seems to know about this here.
Yes, I mean, fixation, obsession, disinformation. If for every time I've heard that Qatar was about to close Hamas offices here, I had $1, I would have been a millionaire by now. Clearly, it's not serious. Clearly, it's disinformation. Clearly, the Qataris have clarified again and again that this is not a question of ideology or solidarity or whatever. It's at least a question of practicality. And that the Americans have been on board from the very beginning, that this is just a critical issue of getting the negotiations underway quickly and getting to results quickly. And hence, the offices are here. And in fact, I remember reading in that Bob Woodward's book, War, how Blinken was impressed by how quickly the Qataris, realized that first hostage or exchange deal in the end of 2023. Because when the parties are serious, it's practical to have Hamas around and the Israelis are there, the Americans are involved, and you can get deals. When there are no good intentions, when the Israelis do not want a ceasefire, when in fact they just want to continue with the war, then they are wasting everyone's time. And the question whether Hamas is in Doha or not, it's really besides the point.
Thank you, Marwan, for that. Marwan Bishara, senior political analyst, live in Doha.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.